Hi, everyone. I'm back again with Kirt Matthews Jr. Again, Kirt is a first-year consultant at Accenture, which is one of the top consulting firms in the world. Now, the reason I had Kirt come in to do this video, one, is because I wanted him to share information about the consulting profession. But two, more importantly, I actually wanted him to talk about achieving high standards. Kirt actually, I found him on LinkedIn through a connection of mine, and I was just amazed by all of his accomplishments, both academically and professionally. For a young man straight out of college, he's achieved more in these past few years than most people over a 10-year period. So I wanted Kirt to come share with my students what are some keys to be so successful. Now, before I actually do that, I wanted Kirt to briefly talk about his background. Kirt, did you grow up in, again, your accomplishments are amazing. Did you grow up in a rich neighborhood? Did you go to expensive private schools? And again, you did an amazing job in accounting and finance. You were a double major with a 3.98 GPA. Were your parents maybe accounting or I'm guessing, are they accounting and finance professionals, or perhaps they were PhDs in mathematics or physics or something?
Yeah. So unfortunately not. I grew up in Elkhart, Indiana. It's a small town in northern Indiana. And both of my parents were two hardworking people. One worked at a hospital and the other was a firefighter. And they both instilled in me hardworking and being very diligent in what I do. They both promoted education, even though they might not have had the highest education. And so I always cherished that. Going into Purdue, I realized I wanted to do business because of a class I took in high school. And then when I got into Purdue, I realized, okay, do I want to be accounting, finance, marketing, HR? And I realized that accounting was the best fit for me. My mentor mentioned that accounting is the language of business. And so I could understand a business holistically. And so I chose that. And then I tacked on finance because, it's accounting and finance is the peanut butter to the jelly.
Yeah, and my second question is actually, I want to first mention again, you have amazingly high academic standards. You graduated from an elite university, Purdue, with a 3.98 GPA. And it's pretty rare that I run into anyone with a GPA higher than 3.9. 3.9 is high, but I rarely run into anybody with a GPA higher than 3.9. And you did it not only with one major, right? You did it with two majors, and accounting and finance are both very time-consuming majors. And I want to add on top of that, you actually were working while you were double majoring. So can you share with my students some keys to achieving such high academic standards?
There's three main areas. I'd say your friend group 1, mentors 2, and time management 3. So 1, I have 2 best friends, David and Jordan, who pushed me in every facet at Purdue. It was academically, professionally, socially. They pushed me to get out of my box, and that whatever my bar was, it could be higher and higher and higher. And so I'm forever thankful for them for creating a culture of success. Secondly is my mentor, Darren Henry. He gave me the blueprint on how to be successful, told me what was important, what was fluff or not important, and what would really help me after college. And so I really just made that my professional Bible, and I was able to be successful after graduation. And last but not least is time management. In short, the party that you think is amazing is probably going to be another one like it. And so you don't have to go to every single event or opportunity. Use weekends in order to catch up on what you didn't understand, try to get ahead, or even try to create good questions so that on Monday, you know what you don't understand, you can get a better understanding before class.
Along the lines of academic accomplishments, I also want to mention to my viewers that you actually passed all 4 parts of the CPA exam immediately upon graduation. Now, for people who go into the consulting profession, you actually don't even need to pass the CPA exam. It's only if you want to work in accounting or tax that people have to do that. But you went ahead and did that. And not only did you do it, you passed in an amazingly fast manner. So can you give my students some tips on how to pass the CPA exam so quickly? Because normally people drag it out. They usually finish the CPA exam maybe in a year or maybe in a year and a half. So, but how did you finish so quickly?
Yes, so it's funny that you mentioned that. I originally didn't plan on taking the CPA. Last fall, when I decided to come to Accenture Strategy in New York City, I realized that I didn't need it. And then I went through my senior year thinking that the summer after graduation, I was going to be able to relax and travel and have a great time. And I spoke to my mentor early spring my senior year, and he said something that stuck with me. He said that, would you trust a lawyer that didn't pass the bar exam? And I said I wouldn't. And so he brought, why not have the credibility to prove that you really understand accounting and finance? And so I did that this past summer, and thankfully I was able to pass all 4 exams. I think I was able to succeed for 2 reasons. One is the friend group. One of my best friends, Jordan, he actually did the program as well with me. And so we were able to work together all summer to be successful. And secondly is the structure. Purdue had a partnership with Becker CPA. We were able to have classes and set homework that prepared you to pass each exam. And so by following that structure, I was able to pass all 4.
Wow, that's out of your way now. So you can totally relax. Well, not completely relax, right? You're working at Accenture and they have very high standards. But once you get your job done at Accenture, right, when you're traveling to all these client sites at different cities around the world, you can actually relax, right? Had you chose to delay on taking the CPA exam, right after your travels, you have to, well, probably while you're traveling somewhere, you have to be studying for the CPA exam. So you did the right thing. That's just amazing. So one last question. As I mentioned, your grades were just amazing. But I also looked at your LinkedIn profile and your resume, basically. I mean, that was also just as flawless. I look on there, it seemed like every inch of your life, you were involved in some sort of internship at a big well-known firm, or you were involved in conferences or some sort of program. So you just pretty much packed up your life with all these professional programs. So I'm just looking through this list. I'm going to share it with my viewers. So you were involved in the Microsoft Finance Leadership Program for Tomorrow, the AICP Accounting Leadership Program, Jumpstart Undergraduate Finance and Consulting Forum. There's actually so much. I don't have enough time to read through that. And on top of that, you were involved in internships at top firms around the world. You were involved in EY's Launch Internship, an internship program with Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs internship in investment banking. I mean, wow. Did you have any time to go to sleep? I mean, every inch of your life was packed to the max. So if you wouldn't mind, can you share some of these secrets? Like how are you able to achieve such a flawless resume? I know my students would really like to know the secrets to that.
Yes, so I say my secrets are 3. So one is the worst thing they could say is no. So when you see opportunity, apply for it, learn more about it. Don't allow yourself to say no, allow them to say no for you. So by just applying to Goldman Sachs or Morgan Stanley or any firm you want to work at, you might as well put the application in. Secondly is leverage whatever you have, whether it's accounting and finance background, whether it's engineering, whether it's problem solving, whether it's whatever. Everyone is unique. Everyone has a skill set. So when you're interviewing with these firms, emphasize what you're good at and how that can improve or help the business. And last but not least is maintaining connections. When you meet someone, that person can help you years down the road. So my freshman year, I met someone and they really helped me my senior year. And so if I hadn't maintained or fostered that connection, I wouldn't have had that benefit later on. So maintaining connections that you meet each and every day can really help you moving forward.
Wonderful. Again, thank you so much for coming to speak to my students today. And the response that you just said, there's 2 things that really resonate with me. What you said about don't let yourself say no, let others say no, right? A lot of people shortchange themselves, right? They're fearful, so they fear rejection, so don't even bother applying to internships or certain scholarship opportunities, right? And also about networking. So I hope we can still keep in touch after this interview. If you ever come to Los Angeles, I'll be happy to take you out to lunch.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I'll take you up on that.
Okay. Thank you and have a great day.
Thank you.